My name is James Williams Jr. Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. If you were just watching the last video, this is the second part of I hate when people think that their mate is a badass. And I got into detail on what happened, but in case you missed it, I was watching something on Flirty Mania where the girl said that her boyfriend would probably kill a couple of motherfuckers out here because he's a badass. Alright? I don't know them. I don't care if he's a badass. There's one rule of thumb about being a badass. The rule about being a badass is to never let anyone know that you're a fucking badass. You know, like Fight Club, no one talks about Fight Club. Exactly my point. You got a bunch of badasses in the world. Not all of them are running around with the fucking badass lights blinking on says, I'm a badass, come and fight me. No. See, real badasses don't let you know they're a badass until they're standing over top of your fucking corpse. Alright? And when I say badass, I don't mean they're badass just because they have guns. I mean they straight up badass with these motherfuckers here and these motherfuckers that they stand on. Enough said. If you don't understand that, well, when you come across a guy who thinks he's a badass and you whoop his ass, then he's not really a badass. But you come across a guy who thinks he's a badass or who knows he's a badass and you think you can take him and you find yourself in the hospital with broken elbows, kneecaps, and a punctured lung, then you know you came across a real true badass. There are many things in this world that we do understand and don't understand. And being a badass is not exactly what you would consider to be a badge of freaking honor. Alright? Some people are badasses because they don't have a choice. Some people are badasses because they were forced to become badasses. Some people are badasses because they joined the United States military forces. Alright? Those are the true badasses. The Green Berets, the Marines, the infantry soldiers, the fucking special forces. All those motherfuckers involved in the military, they're badasses. Don't fuck with them. Are we clear? Probably not, because there's someone watching this right now that says, you know what, I'm going to go out and pick a fight with a badass. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I hope that your logic kicks in and you figure out that that is really not a good fucking idea. And if it doesn't, well, I hope your mom has a black dress for your funeral, because fucking with a badass can only get you in one place, the fucking grave. Especially if you start the fucking shit and then you die. Now, you kind of asked for that. So, don't go starting fights with badasses, because nothing good can come from that. Now, here's the thing. You know, I'm not out here to berate anybody, especially the little couple on the little Flirty Mania site. It's a Flirty Mania site. The whole key to that was the word Flirty Mania. If you're on this site and you're just talking, cool. You're getting to know people, cool. But if you're on this site and people are telling you to flash your boobs and you're going to flash your boobs because people are telling you to, well, then you can't get mad and your boyfriend can't get mad because you chose to be on this site and flash your goddamn titties. I love titties. I love watching titties. I love watching shows that have titties in them. But that does not change the fact that I deny the fact that I am a badass. Why would I deny it? Let me explain something to you about going around telling people that you're a badass in case you missed it the last damn time. When you acknowledge people, did you think you're a badass or did you know you're a badass? Eventually, you're going to acknowledge the fact that everybody wants a fucking piece of you. You won't get much peace because everybody and their mamas and their daddies who you've crossed on some level or another will want to beat the holy fuck out you or pull a bullet between your brain. Now, if they have to put a bullet between your brain, they're not the badass. They were the coward that took the easy way out instead of standing up and trying to beat your ass. Most people these days, and unfortunately I hate to say it, it's mostly my people of color, are too fucking chicken shit to take an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, if you start the fight and you get your ass whooped, don't go get a gun and come back and shoot this motherfucker. You did it. You started it. You got your ass beat. Your point got made, but you still got sprayed. And the problem with that is, too many people are quick to go get a gun or throw these dog bones at them instead of trying to talk shit out. Nah, nigga, you crossed me wrong. I'm gonna have to go ahead and fuck this little motherfucker up. Okay, well, there's consequences with attempting to fuck someone up if you don't know if this little motherfucker can fight or not. When you don't know someone can fight, here's my advice. Don't push that envelope because you might run up against that little motherfucker just like Heathcliff. He's a little orange cat that you guys probably are too young to know about, but he was the baddest cat in the cartoon world. And I'm pretty sure that he could fuck up Riff Raff, Garfield, and any other goddamn cat that came across his path. Same thing with Butch from Tom and Jerry. I don't think him and Tom ever got to fighting, but you know, he's a badass cat. Same thing with Mighty Mouse. You know, everybody think Mighty Mouse might be, but don't be sleeping on Mighty Mouse. He's a bad motherfucker. You know, you have to honestly think about things when you do that. Sorry, there was a dude with a hip replacement thing in his hand, and I hadn't recently. I want to know what it looks like, you know, because mine's in me, so I can't I don't have X-ray vision. I can't see in there. So when you're in these situations of violence, it would behoove you to know how to fight before you open up your mouth. If you don't know how to fight, it is a very bad idea to open up your mouth and have to put your foot in it because somebody's going to fuck you up. Being a badass isn't everything. Alright? Like I said, you won't get a lot of peace. People start finding out you're a badass. The first thing they want to do is try to test you and see if you really are a badass. They want to fuck you up. They want to fight you. They want to do all kinds of miserable things to you. And if you're very unlucky, they will. So don't put yourself in a situation that you have no control over. It's easy to just live your life and be happy. But no, people want to do dumb stuff. And when you do dumb stuff, bad things tend to happen to us when we do dumb stuff. We start running our mouths about who we're going to fuck up, this, that, and what have you. Yeah, sure shit. Sooner or later, words get back to the people who do all that damn talking or did all that damn talking. And then, you know, somebody's got to have some blows. So, knowing that, I only say this. I won't be held responsible for a goddamn thing that I do to you if you're dumb enough to come to me looking for a fight. And if I may quote Charles Xavier, and when I say Xavier, I mean the first one, Captain Picard, a.k.a. Patrick Stewart, I feel a great deal of sorrow for anybody who wants to go one-on-one with somebody that thinks that they're a badass versus somebody who knows they're a badass. It's a big damn difference between knowing and thinking. If you know what you can do and other people know what you can do, most people are going to leave you the fuck alone. If you think you're a badass and haven't been taught the rights and wrongs of being a badass and you wind up getting your ass kicked, then you're clearly not a badass, and you should probably learn that before you go getting into trouble. Right? I didn't take martial arts to become a badass. I was a badass before I became a martial artist. Why? Because I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. Martial arts was just another part of my arsenal that got added in because I was so goddamn small. I'm at 5'3.5" now, if you want to count the half inches. And to be honest with you, the smaller a person is, the more likely they are to be more dangerous than you, because most of the time we work primarily on fear and reflex control. So I don't really have a whole lot of fear of what someone's going to do to me. I fear what I'm going to have to do to them to keep them from fucking me up. Alright? So make sure you know that's abundantly clear. Most people, when they're afraid, they're not afraid of you. They're afraid of what they have to do to keep you from fucking them up. Because no one likes to feel pain. It's better to give pain than receive it. Street Fighter. So, you know, you kind of got to weigh the pros and cons on it about what I want to do and what I don't want to do. What do I want this person to be able to do to me? And will I be able to stop it? So the on-tune question is, how much are you really willing to sacrifice to have that reputation so that people will leave you the fuck alone? Lots of people know who the fuck I am, but not enough people know who the fuck I am. I'm not famous. It would be great if I was. But if I was to be famous, it would mostly likely be because of my fighting skills and not because of my ugly face. So, before I close out, you know, I want to drop this knowledge. You know, I haven't been in a good fight in a long time. And the last time I said these words, I got my face jacked. Now, did I win? No. Did I lose? Basically, because I couldn't get the fuck out of the seatbelt. So I haven't been in a good fight since I was in my 30s. Or was I in my 20s? I really don't remember when I was, where I was, but I know that Woodrow's, or Wolfie's, was next to the putt-putt at the time. I was driving a stolen vehicle that my cousin stole, that he set my ass up. Now granted, the guy that hit me twice in the face was probably well within his right, since I was driving a vehicle that belonged to him that my cousin stole, but my cousin set me up for this fall. Haven't really spoke to the little black bastard since. But it's just the principle of the thing. You know, that night, when I was puking up and everything, and I took this guy out here, I had no idea what I was in for. No idea. And I'm always ready to fight. That there woke me the fuck up to show me that I wasn't always ready to fight. But I was. I just wasn't ready to be stuck in a fucking seatbelt. The seatbelt saved that fella's life. Pure and simple. That seatbelt wouldn't have been locked up. I'd be sitting in prison right now. Because I would have killed him, his brother, and my cousin. For all that bullshit they put me through. And for what? Because this little jackass got drunk, couldn't hold his liquor, drove all the way back to my house, and couldn't get back to where he was. He set me up from the fucking moment I got in that car. It was actually a van. I think it was an Astro. I don't really give a fuck what it was. And I know that seatbelt saved that fella's life. So as bad as I am, or pertain to be, the hands of fate will always fuck you over if you think that you are a badass and don't know it. If you know you are a badass, the hands of fate can still fuck you over because situations tend to change on people. When your situation changes, you know, you might get fucked up. So, you know, you have to be prepared. I wasn't prepared to have anybody. I've never in my lifetime seen a grown black man skip to a fight. And not a sideways skip, you know. I'm going to show y'all. I can't really skip because of my hip. But, you know, most brothers, they skip to the side. He was skipping like this. I never seen that before in my life. So the last thing that I was expecting was to catch one in the face. And not just one, but two. Now the first one, I ain't see coming because this fella was skipping, you know. And when he tagged me, my glasses broke, it cut my eye, and they fell off. And I was like, I know this motherfucker, and he hit me again. When he hit me again, I woke the fuck up. The warrior spirit woke up, and I about to get on the warpath like a motherfucker. But it was just one problem. See, in my head, I'm hearing kung fu fighting. Ooh, now I'm ready to go. But the seatbelt has a whole new song, and it's singing, "Oh no no no," and I couldn't get that seatbelt, and it was a double seatbelt. So you know you have the orange thing on the top, like the flat piece, and then you have the button in the front where the clicker thingy goes in there. And I'm pushing both of these motherfuckers, and they would not let me out. When the seatbelt finally came undone, this 400-pound white cop sat on me with his hand under my throat. It wasn't his hand, it was his whole forearm. So he's holding me like this, and he's saying, "I got you, son. I got you." And I was like, "Actually, you don't. My left hand's on your gun. If I want you, all I have to do is spin this holster up and pull the trigger. But I'm not after you. I'm after that asshole who just broke my fucking glasses and punched me in the face fucking twice." And then the cop goes, "Well, maybe if you didn't steal this asshole's van, he wouldn't have punched you in the face." I was like, "Hold on, this is my cousin's van." "No, son, this is not your cousin's van." I gave him my hands, he put on the bracelets. I'm already guilty for driving a stolen vehicle. I won't no need to fight no more after that. But I learned that night, even if I am a badass, there are some times where a badass can be fucked up. So when you think that your mate is a badass, unless you see that motherfucker beat like 15 dudes at a party by himself, he is not a badass. He might be like me and just holds his own. I can beat 4 or 5 people at a time because I'm fixing to kill their ass as soon as the fight begins. Ain't gonna be no damn fight. I'm hitting you in your throat. I'm breaking your elbows. I'm breaking your knees. Whatever you swing at me, it's mine. You ain't taking it back. And you swing your arm at me, I'm stepping over this side. One hand's going here. One hand's going here. I'm breaking that bitch. You ain't fucking with me no more. I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break this. And then I'm gonna hit you in your fucking throat. If you survive that, by the time you wake up, you won't be able to have your spine because I plan on ripping that bitch out to beat up all your fucking friends with it. So, am I a badass? Nope. But I tell you what, I ain't bad. But like the Undertaker say, that bad don't fuck with me. I am certified fucking crazy though, you know. I don't give a fuck because I was infantry. And if you want to fuck with infantry, we like to fight. My name is James Williams Jr. I was a fighter since I was 6 years old. Lots of people out here do their thing, talk their walk, and all this other bullshit, and that's cool. No, I don't say nothing to nobody. I'm not going to fight anybody until you come after me. Once you come after me, though, know this. I have one rule. Survival. And my rule is simple. If you come fucking with me, I will not be held responsible for what the fuck happens to you. And I think that in the world today, it should be like in ancient China, like in the movie Fearless, where you had to sign a death warrant or whatever. I think we should have competition like that, so that we can fight to the death and take out a whole bunch of trashy people who just like are badasses because they ain't got nothing better to do and like to hurt people. Or people like me, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I ain't fixing to get hurt. No. So the way I see it, if there's gonna be a problem, I'm fixing to solve it. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc 2. Thank you for listening, and to my subscribers, thank you. If you guys can get your friends to subscribe, that would be great. I need 1 million of you guys. Come on. My name is James Williams Jr. Be seeing you.